The Amazing Spider-Man, as portrayed by Andrew Garfield, recently returned to the big screen in the film Spider-Man No Way Home, as he's joined by the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man portrayed by Tobey Maguire, and of course, Spider-Man of the MCU, as portrayed by Tom Holland, as they team up for an adventure that spans the multiverse. Now, Marvel Legends has brought us Andrew Garfield as the Amazing Spider-Man in plastic form. Let's see how well they did. Let's get it. What is up, my peeps? It's the Ruckus back at you again. Another action figure review, Marvel Legends, and we have zagged back to the Spider-Man No Way Home wave of quotation marks by the head retro card figures. And up today we have, you see the banner, it reads The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but this is really from Spider-Man No Way Home. We're thinking it has something to do with licensing and all that, so it had to be branded as The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Doesn't matter, we got the figure and we've got the head sculpt. We're talking about the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man. Yes, indeed. And we've gotten the Amazing Spider-Man before, just like we've gotten the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, as well as Spider-Man in that 3-pack from mid last year, I believe, or beginning of last year. It was last year sometime. Let's just go with that. And of course, Hasbro being Hasbro, they did us dirty and they gave us a 3-pack, and no one had an unmasked head sculpt, just so they can double, or shall we say triple dip, which they've done. And apparently, despite our protests and complaints, we are still here for it. So that's what we got there in front of us. We've got the figure. We've got, and you see the figure sporting his unmasked head sculpt, and we've got the masked head as an accessory, and a pair of hands. He's coming in pack with thwipping hands, and just a pair, we get a fist, a right fist, and a left wall crawling hand. That's kind of crazy. Why we couldn't get pairs of each is beyond me, but it is what it is. So turning to the back, we can see that artwork from the Amazing Spider-Man 2 poster, one of the posters from back then, and we get a readout. No matter what evil rises, the Amazing Spider-Man will summon the courage to defeat it, for with great power comes great responsibility. And here we go, round and round we go with the Amazing Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield version of Spider-Man. And you see what we got going on there. The costume is accurate to the source material. And we've seen this before in the 3-pack. And I'm sure some of you have noted that for both the Tom Holland Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire, that I did not play the comparison game with the 3-pack. That's because, as I stated in the beginning, Hasbro knew what they were doing. They went on and double dipped us. So these are basically the same figures. The colors might be just a little bit different, but I'm like, knowing what they've done, there was no reason to even play that game of comparison, because the only thing truly different are we got head sculpts, unmasked head sculpts this go around, which, you let us tell it, we should have gotten that the first go round, but we're talking about Hasbro here, so it is what it is. Anyway, as far as the accessories, which we saw at the beginning, here are the hands. You've got this supposed wall crawling hand, if you want to call it that, is all we get is one, and we only get one fist, left wall crawler and a right fist, which is pretty amazing to me that that Hasbro did that. We also get the head sculpt, the masked head sculpt. You see, it's got the silver lenses for the eyes. It's pretty pretty nice, but once again, we saw this kind of sort of before in that 3-pack. Looking at Andy close up, for me, I can tell you that I'm glad we did get an unmasked head, but out of the 3 Spider-Men, this likeness is the least. Of course, when you play the angle game, that's kinda like Mr. Garfield, kinda. But yeah, and then once again, you see right there, yeah, but straight on, nah, I'm not feeling that. But it's still a nice head sculpt because you can't beat the photoreal. Even if the photoreal technology isn't bang on the buck for the actual face print, the likeness still comes out. This is still better than any other fabricated head sculpt Hasbro could come out with. So I'm at least happy for that. And it's kind of growing on me, but once again, I'm not really seeing it. See if I tilt him back a little bit. That's even less. But yeah, the angles do it. Most of the time, that's what it is. The angles do it. Got the nice hair brown, no wash in it at all. You've got the looking at the costume, the lines, the web lines, they're sculpted in. You have got to love that. And you got the nice spider logo. Goes all the way down. The legs are nice and long and goes way down on the torso. And like I said, the lines are sculpted even around the belt. We get it pretty going on right there. Got there on the boots. They're sculpted on the boots too, so that's pretty nice. Turning to the rear, we've got that rear Spidey logo, and that's also sculpted in, painted red. The body is basically in blue, and you get the red and the black paint added to it. So yeah, that's pretty nice. In terms of the articulation, the head is on a dumbbell, so Andy can look up that far. He can look down that far. You can get some tilt side to side, and of course you can rotate it. So you got that. You get better than a T-pose. And then in terms of, he's got butterfly joints. So the drawback, the rear back, very nice. The going forward, the attempt to clap with those butterfly joints, that's not bad. That's not bad. Not bad at all. He's got the bicep swivel. He's got the double jointed elbows, pinless. He's got the swiveling wrists, and of course they hinge horizontally. That is all of them. He's got, it should be noted that there are some impressions there. I'll have to go close up so you can see what I'm talking about. You could see Spidey's web shooters right there. So, yeah, that needed to be mentioned, I think. So, continuing on, though, torso, we've got a diaphragm so he can bend forward. Not that much with the diaphragm, just a little bit. Going back, he can go back that far. He can go side to side with the diaphragm, and you're going to get your rotation at the diaphragm. He also comes with an ab crunch, so you can work that in conjunction with the diaphragm to get him to go forward that much. The same can be said about going back, which is crazy, going back breaker right there. And then of course, once again, you're not going to get anything else except that ab crunch. I think it's called inverted or something like that. As far as the legs go, he could do the splits pretty decent. Been nice if he could fully Van Damme, but this is cool. They almost seem like they're drop down. I think they are. And he can kick forward that far, kick back like that. He's got the thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees. So you got that. There's no swivel at the top of the boot there. He can point his toe very nicely forward. Not so much going up, but he does have ankle pivot, and he does have, you know the deal, holes, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Here he is with that mask on, and once again, the lenses definitely stand out with this particular mask for sure. Here's a shot of all three Spider-Men. Nice little nighttime cityscape scene right there. We've got on our left Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, played by Tobey Maguire. On the right, we have, of course, the one true Spider-Man, the MCU Spider-Man, played by Tom Holland. And, of course, they're flanking our subject for review today, the Amazing Spider-Man, played by Andrew Garfield. And here's a shot of them with their masks off, the very reason for the double, or shall we say triple dip. So to sum this one up, Marvel Legends, Amazing Spider-Man from the film Spider-Man No Way Home is a pretty decent figure. We've seen it before, only without the maskless head sculpt, which is, of course, the selling point for this particular figure, as with the previous two iterations of Spider-Man. Seeing as how when we received the 3-pack from that movie, all we got were the costumed, fully head-to-toe versions of the characters. And, of course, Hasbro, in their tried and true way, has managed to double dip us again, and we went for it. So what we got here, we're looking at the Andrew Garfield likeness, which is decent. The more I look at it, the more it's starting to look like Andy. In fact, this particular angle, I see more of Andrew Garfield in there than before. Obviously, he looks more like him from certain angles as opposed to straight on. But I'm kind of seeing him. That's because I'm looking at him through the viewfinder, and so I can say that at a distance he does kind of look like the actor. What was curious and definitely disappointing was, as far as the accessories go, of course we got the masked head sculpt, and we got a pair of hands, additional hands, which is what he's sporting now. One fist on the right and we'll call it wall crawling hand on his left. He came out of packaging with two thwippers. Yeah, that's curious because, how about just we get doubled up on, fists and wall crawling hands? It's, I don't understand the madness behind that, but it is what it is, I guess. So, the only thing that I can think of is cheapness. What more can I say? Cost effectiveness. That's about the size of it. But let me know what you guys think about the figure. Are you going to double dip just because it has maskless heads on any of these three Spider-Men? Are you going to get any of this wave at all? We do have one figure left from the retro wave itself, and we'll get to that very soon. But yeah, leave your comments below. What do you think? Give a thumbs up to the video if you so choose, and definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload another video. We're going to zag back to the Avengers Void Wave next go round, and that's what we've been doing. That's what we're going to continue to do until it all gets done.